Hello, my beautiful sisters. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Laura, and this channel is for women over 50 who feel like life is passing them by, and I'm here to tell you that is not the case. I know I personally have a lot more living to do. Now, today's video is for Black women who feel exhausted and burnt out. Basically, I'm here to talk about how Black women need rest. So, if this sounds interesting, stick around. Now, this is nothing new. Black women have been needing rest. We've been burnt out. But look, this is what I'm talking about. It is now January 2023. And I would say for the last couple of years, I at least have been reading a lot about how Black women are utterly exhausted and they have too much on their plates and they need rest. And you might have been hearing about the soft life. We are ready to live the soft life. We're trying to give away all that stress and all that pressure. But it's been weighing on me for decades, for decades. I'm in my 50s now. You can go way back to high school. I remember my sister told me, you got to put in 200% to be even seen half as good. You've got to put in this much more effort as a Black woman, as a Black person, and as a female. You have to do this much more to even be seen as half as valuable. And that message was ingrained in my head in about the 7th grade. But let's look at this. As Americans, we are judged by our productivity, right? So what activities are you doing in high school? What college did you get into? What are you going to do for grad school? What grad school did you get into? How many kids did you have? What job are you doing? What side hustles are you doing? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It doesn't stop. And it's exhausting because on top of all that productivity pressure that's put on you, you have the pressure of being a Black female in America, right? We are not valued. We are at the bottom of the totem pole. And that constant pressure is put on us to work so much harder to be seen half as valuable. And that, my ladies, my friends, my sisters, is exhausting. But this pressure to work hard is nothing new. If you look at the history of Black people in America, working hard was required from the beginning because resting could equal beatings. Resting could equal separation of your family. Resting could equal death. So this pressure to constantly work hard is ingrained in our DNA. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's time to recognize that and to understand that that is not healthy, and taking time for yourself, for self-care and for rest is critical for your mental and your physical health. Because people who don't rest get sick, right? Illness and exhaustion leads to not wanting to do things that are good for you. You could be too tired to work out, too tired to eat well, too tired to go to the doctor. None of those things are good. And all of those can lead to the diseases of Black women, such as diabetes and hypertension and stress and anxiety and all of those things. I'm telling you, ladies, you have to prioritize rest. Are you a single mom? Or are you a wife who is expected to not only work outside the home, but also take care of all of the things inside the home? Is it your responsibility to do the cooking and the cleaning? Like, how much extra work is put on you? And if you're a single mom, as I am, you have to do all the work. And then if you're doing all the work at home and all the work raising the children, and then you go into the office and you have to deal with microaggressions and other racist bullshit, trust me, I've been there. And then when you try to speak up for yourself, you're labeled aggressive. I'm telling you, that constant negative energy that which you're being fed is exhausting. And so self-care is critical. If you can't just take time off from work, take a sabbatical, quit, if you don't have that as an option, self-care is critical. And I look at self-care in like different categories. You have the self-care that you do for yourself, right? Maybe you draw yourself a bubble bath or you pour yourself a glass of wine. You're doing that for yourself. But I think self-care where someone is pouring into you is more valuable self-care. If you go and get a 2-hour massage, to me, that does much more for me than sitting in a warm bubble bath. I appreciate both, but when somebody is giving into me, feeding into me, uplifting me, if I don't have to do that for myself, that's much better self-care. But I'm telling you, we have got to carve out time for ourselves to focus on ourselves, take care of ourselves, and literally, if you need to, just take naps. Take a nap. Can you take a nap? If you can, do it. Unfortunately, when you do try to prioritize yourself, you might hear negative comments. She's so lazy. She's so irresponsible. Why is she not working? Why is she doing that? You think about when Naomi Osaka pulled out of the French Open or when Simone Biles pulled out of the Olympics. There was a lot of negative press. Why are they doing that? They need to perform for us. They can't rest. They're so selfish. They're so lazy. They're so irresponsible. Thank God they tuned that out and did what they needed for themselves. You need to do that for yourself as well. You have got to carve out time for yourself to rest for your mental health and for your physical health. I highly encourage that you do that. If you are a single Black woman, you are working so much harder. I worked so much harder than my mother ever did because she had support. When you're alone, you don't have that support. And so it's even more important. When your children are young, I get it. It's hard. My daughter used to be young. She's older now. But when they're young, it's especially hard. But if you have to call in sick so you can just stay home and relax, you need to do that. Rest and self-care are non-negotiables. They really are non-negotiables at this point. My sisters, you have to take care of yourself. Let's say for 2023, you decide to set some boundaries. You have to work on saying no, because saying no to an event because you just want to go home and go to bed at 8 o'clock is acceptable. Set those boundaries. No, you're not going to take on that volunteer project. You're not. No, you're not going to watch your nephew this weekend because you need to take care of yourself. You need to rest. So do yourself a favor and say no to those extra things that are keeping you overworked and overtired. It is time to be unbothered, untethered, unworried. Is that a word? And it's time to focus on you. Can you promise me you're going to do that for 2023? Let's do it. Let me know in the comments if you feel exhausted and if any of this resonates with you. And what do you do to claim your time? How do you rest? What do you do? Share, please. Nice talking to you. Please leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.